All right, here we go.
Great. Welcome back to the Lucky Paper YouTube channel. We're here playing decks drafted from Aaron's Kamigawa Remastered Cube. Aaron is off screen doing the production, but Aaron, you've got a microphone. Do you want to explain the conceit of this cube real quick?
Yeah, so this is the Kamigawa Remastered Cube. It's based on a box of Neon Dynasty that we drafted, had a good time drafting, decided to turn into a kind of a set cube. It also includes cards from the original Kamigawa block and Kamigawa flavored cards as well. Some of the major differences between it and the retail limited environment are the fixing, which has been dialed way up, and the red-white samurai archetype, which is
been dialed way down.
dialed way down.
Right out.
This is the cube's second draft that we did. We drafted them online with a group, and now we're playing them here in paper. Do you guys want to tell us about your decks?
Yeah, if you switch it over to my screen over here. So I am playing what I'm calling blue-white robot ninjas. I've got a blue-white deck that has a little bit of ninjutsu in it and also a little bit of artifact creatures matter. I say a little bit. I think my two pieces are Kotori and Research Thief. But both of those are highlight cards of the deck, so it's worth playing it for them. I think the deck is pretty good. I like it. I think it's cool. My strategy is to play the ninjutsu. I'm playing an aggressive deck more or less. My curve is not super low, but I am almost entirely creatures affecting the board. I wish I had a couple more removal spells. I've only got 2 Intercessor's Arrest for removal, so I'm basically just planning on going above whatever Anthony's trying to do because I won't have the ability to control the board in that sense. But with couple good ninjas here, a couple good things to ninjutsu like Spirited Companion, Circuit Mender, those sorts of things. I think it'll make a big difference. Key cards: the Reality Chip, big bomb. Kotori, I think, is actually a pretty big bomb in this situation, and I have yet to draw Shurikai, but I would love to draw Shurikai because I think that's a huge bomb, especially with Kotori or Mobilizer Mech or anything. It's just a really good card. That's my plan with blue-white robot ninjas.
And we just had Jay comment in the chat that Shurikai is busted.
Yeah,
Shurikai is kind of busted.
I don't think I can beat that card.
All right, let's switch over to...
The best part is you can't even remove it because I won't crew it. I'm just going to make tokens with it over and over again.
Yeah, that sounds like the best part. I agree.
I will crew it if I have Kotori in play and I can make an 8/8 Vigilance lifelink.
All right, well, let's
then
talk
I
about
promise
this cool
to crew
deck.
it.
So I'm mostly playing black-red. I specifically drafted around getting a whole bunch of Oni Cult Anvils, which in the previous matchup that we played didn't really perform because I didn't really draw them. That's fine. So I'm kind of aggressive, just trying to grind out games with those Oni Cult Anvils and some other aggressive things. I also have a little bit of a modified theme with cards like Naomi and Goro Goro, and those are the cards that kind of actually ended up being really important in the last match. So we'll see how it goes this time. I'd kind of like to see the deck do more of its thing. The white splash is a little bit dubious here, but I'm kind of just a little bit stretched for playables and did end up drafting a fair amount of fixing, so it works okay. So I'm at least main deck sticking with that, and I might do a little sideboarding depending on how I feel. Still learning about the deck, still learning about these cards and this cube.
Okay.
Shall we do best poker hand to decide who gets to go first?
No.
Come on, poker
I
hands.
don't even know what a good poker hand is.
You don't have to know. You're not making any decision. You're rolling it at
I
random.
don't have to know. You just make it up, and you just say,
Oh, yeah, because chat's going to let me lie about poker hands. Here we go. We're going to do poker hands. Ooh, that's...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the best
straight.
one you can get, right? That's better than a full house?
Good night, Tentacle Monster.
No,
Thanks
you
for
could
joining
get
us.
5 of a kind or
5
4
of
of a kind,
is
and that
better.
would be the straight.
All right,
So
well.
I got a straight. You either need Yahtzee or near
These are
Yahtzee.
big dice.
They're
Also.
kind of hard to roll 5 of those. I'm not going to lie.
All right, we got
Ooh, 2 pair. That's not going to
2
beat a
pair.
straight. Sorry,
Damn.
I will take the play. This
Well,
should be a little.
but I-
This should be a bit where every time we do a stream, we decide on a new ridiculous way to decide who gets to go first.
I like the plus 1 counters and minus counters personally. You don't have minus counters here.
Yeah,
That's kind of fun.
I like asking people for evens or odds, and then rolling the Tarmogoyf dice, and whatever number I want, I just say, "Oh, it's a 3." you said evens.
That's rude. It's funny because I think you actually hate when people do these things.
What?
I
I'm
feel like
fun.
some I feel like the pinnacle was at some point like at an LGS, and somebody is like, "Oh, like they get really excited and they pull out their dice bag and they're like, let's roll these dice, and it's like a dice that has another tiny die inside of it, and
that's
it's like
fine by me.
clear.
That sounds cool.
And then there's like 4 different things, and you just look over and you're like, what the fuck?
There's exactly one thing I don't like, and that's when people insist that rolling a spin down d20 doesn't count. That's the thing. I'm like, come on, get your stuff together.
Yeah,
That's not a thing.
It counts. It counts.
I will be keeping this hand if you want to show it off to chat.
Did they say that because of the number placement?
Yeah.
The suggestion is that if you wanted to cheat by rolling a d20, you could, like, with the spin down, where the numbers are in, grouped basically by value, you could, like, try and throw it on the table to roll higher. As if anybody is rolling a d20 to decide who goes first in a Magic Game Ed and LGS and cares about it that much. It's ridiculous. And also then people like to say that it's not random. And it's like, it is random. You just don't cheat when you roll it. Anyway, I'm keeping my hand. I think it's fine. Anthony, don't look at it.
I'm not looking.
If you look at it, I swear I'll be so disappointed in you.
Yeah, just like doing a classic high roll 2d6s. Let's not get fancy with it. Ooh!
The chances of tying on a poker roll, pretty low. Plus, you said you like to roll more dice. That's why you liked that over evens and odds. Well, poker roll, that's the most
like to
dice.
roll more than one.
Okay, well, how about 5?
You got me there. Still more than one.
That's a lot more than 1.
Wow. I think this hand is not good. Like, I'm just not calling this a card. The question is, like, is this card good enough that I'm just gonna lean on it? My curve is really low, so like,
when you're not strong,
is this just like my plan is I'm gonna do this on turn 3?
I'll help you carry
I'm gonna keep it. It's gonna be fine.
Hooray!
It's gonna be fine.
Table passage.
Wow.
Crack it for a tapped island pass.
Okay,
While Andy was serenading us, Donald K. Magic says, my favorite method, each player picks a random card from outside the game, and then you say, Indiana Jones and the insert card name, and the better movie name has the option.
It's pretty good.
Voted on by the third
I'm gonna
person.
play an Iron Apprentice and say go.
Oh, you're playing creatures over there? That stinks. All right, I'll draw. I'll play planes. I'll play a good boy. Spirited
That's such a good boy.
Trigger. Draw.
Wow.
Pass the turn.
I'll untap. I'll draw a card. Oh, sorry, this guy enters the 1/1 counter. Can I get one of those counters?
Oh, forgot your trigger. He dies to state-based
he
actions.
Poor little guy.
To state-based action.
Question. Do I want to attack you?
These actions are so state-based.
I'm going to go ahead and play a Sacred Foundry tapped and say go.
My itty-bitty state-based actions. Combat. Attack for 1.
No blocks.
Are you serious? After you...
Oh,
playing against the
ninjas.
ninjutsu deck after you didn't attack? What are you doing?
Oh, well.
Take 2, go to 18. Trigger, I'll draw a card.
Yeah.
I was like, at least I'll trade for this before you can put a counter on something. And you're just like, don't block.
I don't
Okie
wanna put a
dokie.
counter on
Pass the
anything.
turn.
Untap. Draw on a card. Let's play Mountain. Look, I'm thinking about robot ninjas. It's right in there, isn't it? It's right there. Thanks for all the help and support. I'll go to combat. I'll attack you for 1.
Do you have your own ninjas? I'll take
You
1.
didn't block.
I'll take
you
1.
didn't block. Take 2.
What's your ninja do?
What's your ninja do? Show me your ninja. It kills your ninja. My ninja's more powerful than your ninja.
This sucks, chat.
I feel a little bit justified. You did go up a card, so, we're fine.
No, I'm still very
pass the
happy
turn.
with that exchange,
Great.
to be clear.
Great.
Getting to bounce my my good boy.
Also,
That's true, actually. That's a lot of value there.
Blunt Lord Cab said, ooh, how do I go back up?
Wow.
Sorry, I missed it. They said they love the RPS cards, but I wasn't sure what that meant. Maybe
Rock,
showing-
paper, scissors.
Oh, okay.
So they are from an unset a series of 3 cards. Rock lobster, paper tiger, scissors lizard.
Someone else from the chat was suggesting that's how they used it. That's how they determine.
I don't
who
hate
starts.
that.
That
I
could be
mean,
fun.
It's kind of cute.
Get 2 sets of those.
Oh, interesting. So now you've got a 3/4. What?
I cannot crew. It is crew
this
3.
guy. Crew 3. Well, let's start things off with a combat step. Attack you for 2. Cool. It dies. I will not get to destroy a non-black creature. I'll play a swamp and replay my Iron Apprentice. And say... hold on, let me think for one more second, because I could do...
And I'll say, hold on, let me think for one more second. The classic
Hold
thing
on,
we
let me
all
think
say.
for one more second. I'll say go.
Katori?
I'm going to read this card. All right, so we got 3 mana, 2/4 vehicles. You control of crew 2. Whoa, he has 2 power. Or she? She has 2 power. That's such a problem. Target artifact creature you control gains life. That sucks.
Card's really good.
That card's insane.
Does it resolve?
Yes.
I go to combat.
You go to combat.
I will crew target this.
Yep.
Attack for
me
3?
For 3 with lifelink and vigilance.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right, I go to 21.
Senator Booty, welcome to the chat, and is asking, does someone have the link to this Kamigawa cube? Oh,
Thanks,
thank you.
Senator.
If you right click, in the chat window, Aaron,
Paste.
it's in the clipboard, but you have to right click and paste. Command V doesn't work there for dumb reasons. And then
We
when you're
got it.
done that, life totals are now 21 to 15. But take your
right.
time.
All
I'll
right.
pass.
Yeah, and thank you, Senator. This is my cube that we're playing here.
Untap.
And I appreciate that.
Draw.
Hope you enjoy the list. It's new. This is only its second outing
It's
here.
got flying. That's really a problem as well. All right, let's play a swamp. So that doesn't do anything. So I'll go to combat. Attack you for 3.
Yep, take 3.
Excellent. And then I'll pay 5. I'm going to cast Kami of Celebration. So this guy says whenever I attack with modified creatures, I exile cards from my library. I do get to
Did
destroy
you not want to do this?
I'm going to do this. Let's destroy that.
I was very confused by
Sorry.
that.
Obviously.
It went without saying.
Yeah. And then when I cast cards from exile, I put counters on creatures. I'll pass the turn.
Yeah, I made a big punt. I didn't think about what was going to happen. I'm playing too fast, but I'd love to do that. I'll play an island. So we are going to, and that's a what now? What?
It is currently a 3/3.
So I think what we're going to do is play that combination of things. Network Disruptor.
Okay. What will you disrupt?
Tapped your big guy.
Okay.
I'll play a Cloud Steel Kieran.
Ooh.
And then I will pass the turn.
Untap everybody. Draw a card.
Big punts in the chat.
So many options. What am I going to do here? So you've got a 3/2 flyer, and you also have a 3/4 vehicle that you can crew. Is that correct?
Correct.
So I could attack with everything. Or let's say attack with some things. I could attack with the Iron Apprentice. That would exile a card, which I could then use to do something with potentially. That sounds kind of appealing.
Boy, what a punt. All right, I gotta focus. Stop being sloppy. I like my steaks sloppy.
Let's try it this way. Let's pay red-black. Let's cast Oni Cult Anvil.
Seems good.
Go to combat, attack with the Iron Apprentice, trigger Kami of Celebration. I will exile a top card of my library, and I may play it this turn. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
We got a Thundering Raiju exiled there.
I will block with the Cloud Steel Kieran.
You'll block with a Cloudstone Kieran. All right, what's going to happen is this is going to die. Trigger, I will make my 1/1 Golem. All right, I'm learning how these cards work slowly. So there's going to be no cool life gain, life loss. I'm just going to get this guy. And then trigger this guy's death trigger. I'm going to be able to put a counter somewhere else, and I will put it on my Throat Slitter. Second main, I will play a mountain, cast the Thunderous Raiju.
I thought you put land for turn already. Darn.
I didn't because
That
I have
stinks.
5. Trigger Kami of Celebration. I've cast something from exile, so I'll get to put another counter on a creature.
What's the first thing? Oh,
And-
it's Iron. That's Iron Apprentice trigger, not the Kami trigger.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I just want to make this guy bigger. And
Chat, I think the
pass
anvils are going
the
to matter this
turn.
time.
Anvils. Pound that anvil.
I think this might be the earliest we've seen an anvil out in any match so far.
Well, I played it on turn 2.
That's
in
right.
the other matchup.
Oh,
It
that's
just,
right, and you had flood.
Just
you got
nothing
flooded.
happened
Yeah.
for many turns.
Luckily, nothing happened for me either.
It's unfortunate this doesn't get the counter.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
You'll be able to, so Anthony's going to be able to do quite a bit of damage, though, if he attacks with the Raiju, because he has a couple of
Oh yeah.
modified creatures.
Oh,
well,
sad.
spoke too soon.
He in jail.
Arrested.
I really wish I drew land, though, because that's all I can do. I'm not winning this race, so I just got to pass the turn.
All right. End of your turn. I will activate the anvil. Sacrifice this guy to drain you for 1.
Anvils are going to matter, and it's going to be bad.
Then I just get this guy back. I keep feeling like I'm reading this card wrong. It seems ridiculous. All right. I will untap, draw this card right here. That's kind of cool. Kind of cool.
Got way too excited with Katori.
Oh, we did get a couple of corrections from the chat that anvil only triggers on your turn.
Oh, really?
So we are going back
Boop.
to...
During your turn. All right,
Boop.
so I'm just going to not have
Back
done
15,
that, if
18.
that's cool. All right, so this card is less ridiculous than I thought. Or I guess I can still do the thing. I just wouldn't
Yeah.
get the construct back, so I'm going to not do that. Thank you, chat.
Thanks, chat. Keeping us honest.
All right, questions for myself now. You've still got this 3/4. I could still just throw in with the Kami of Celebration. I could also cast this, or I could cast this. I have a lot of options. I don't know what's right.
Must be nice.
I don't know what's right.
Some of us had to remove the bomb last turn.
Yeah, I get that. I
But
get
we deserve
that.
it for misplaying badly in the early game.
Chat, thoughts on the use of the royal we?
We deserve it. We deserve to lose.
So I have like a slightly more conservative play I could make here. I don't know if that is what I should do. I'm going to hit 2 cards with Kami of Celebration. It's like not super likely that I hit an instant so that I can pump my guys. Because then I'm just throwing them away. They're just going to die. So should I play more conservatively? I just don't know. Magic is hard. 3/3. It'll just get eaten unless I can do something. Here's what I think I'm gonna do is play a pathway and read my card. And I'll pass the turn. Well,
Wow.
wait, sorry. This triggers only during my turn, so I will do this once to drain you. Great.
16, 17. Deck, you's a killing me right now.
What was even the Big Lebowski? I feel like Big Lebowski references are just, part of the normal parlance of our times at this point. I don't see them as references.
Man, I would have this game so handily under control if I... You must just have instant speed removal or something. I can't imagine under what world you're going to attack with those two creatures.
I know, right?
Insane.
Right.
Which means I'm either... You're dense, which is not the case. Which means I must just be dead.
Or, that was a great bluff.
Chat, don't weigh in on this.
And you can't see the chat. Oh.
Chat can talk as much trash as they want. Play a Circuit Mender.
Yeah.
Gain 2. Pass the turn.
End of your turn.
I'm at 19.
Here's my Galaxy Brain play. I'm going to cast March of Reckless Joy, X's 6.
Yeah, this is a stupid play. Go ahead.
This is a stupid play.
Go for it. Take the win more line instead of just the good line.
I mean, you were going to just eat one of my guys? 4, 5, 6. All right, well, that's not as much as I hoped for. I will untap.
Can we see what you got there?
Yeah, relevantly, we got a Dockside Chef, and we got 4 lands, which I can play, right?
Mm-hmm.
But don't trigger the Kami.
But don't trigger the Kami. And then I will draw for a turn.
What's up, Casanova Frankenstein? Game's been good, yeah. Ninjas didn't do so hot in the first match, unfortunately, but now we're in... this is game 1 of Robot Ninjas
All right,
versus
let's
Anvil
cast the Dockside Chef. Trigger the Kami. Let's put a counter
Circuit
on
Mender's
this.
nice.
Let's pay 3. Cast Resonia.
Read that one.
Yeah.
I know this is a card people complain about in Commander.
I'll get a counter.
Oh no, this is a different card.
Great. I'll play a mountain. Let the rest of these be exiled.
Donald K. Magic says they put Circuit Mender in the rare module of their new low-powered cube because usually they're the aggro player and hate playing against the card.
Respect. It's not my kind of card to play against either, to be fair.
Okay. And then I'll go to combat, attack with these 2. Triggers. Let's exile a mountain and a scrap welder.
Okay. And you have to obey timing
Correct,
restrictions on
yeah.
those cards as well, right? So you've got a 4/4 and a 5/5.
Correct.
Yeah, Senator Booty.
I love Aaron having to talk to these animals.
Yeah, in case I think you're just joining this, I'm new to streaming and also relatively new to Magic, so I actually didn't play with Filigree Familiar. But Circuit Mender is pretty solid.
Oh, sorry. Whatever. I missed it. I meant to attack with this one with haste as well.
You did not.
I did not.
I really want to trade with that thing, but that means that my Circuit Mender is the one thing that doesn't die, which is the one thing I really want to die.
Wow.
Right, because if I jump log with Circuit Mender, I can't make any combination of these into a 5/5.
I wouldn't say it's strictly better than Circuit Mender because Circuit Mender's a cute little fox.
Circuit Mender's not a fox; it's an insect.
I mean, the other one is a cute little fox. Filigree Familiar. You know what I'm saying.
Type lines are everything.
It's true. And the picture.
How many cards do you have in hand?
I have 3 cards in hand. And also Scrap Welders in exile that I can cast.
So I got a couple new viewers. Welcome. Sorry I didn't catch everyone's name. I was looking at the gameplay here, but welcome if you're just joining us.
Bummer.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so if you are just joining us, this is the Kamigawa Mostly Neon
gonna
Dynasty
do it.
set cube.
I'm gonna. Oh no, it's crew 3. Never mind. I can't even do that. All right, so this is easier then. I was mostly playing with that when I had Kotori in play. I'm gonna throw a circuit mender in front of that.
Okay.
I'll take 5.
Just gonna take 5. Yeah, that sounds great.
I got a 14. Circuit mender dies, I draw a card.
Interesting. In that case, let's pay 3. Just go ahead and cast another 3/3. Trigger Kami. Let's put the counter on my 3/3 that I forgot to attack with. And then let's do this one time to drain you for 1.
13, 17.
Pass the turn.
Untap. Draw. Play a land.
This board state is getting out of control.
Play a circuit mender.
So many
Gain 2 up to 15. And then I'll play Intercessor's Arrest on your Murder Man.
Okay.
And I will pass the turn.
Murder Man, Thundering Raiju, they're all chilling. I will untap.
So, Blunt Lord of Cab asks, how did I decide which OG Kamigawa cards made the
Draw
cube?
for turn.
Yeah, to be honest, I just went through Scryfall for maybe an hour or two and picked the cards I thought looked cool. Definitely had an eye towards the themes that were already here and present in Neon Dynasty. Yeah, so this is I think I mentioned this before, but in case you're just tuning in, this is only the second time this cube has been drafted. So this is part of the playtesting process, just going to see
Toshiro Umezawa.
Which cards can make the cut. But yeah, I think a lot of them were old, kind of nostalgic cards. So
-1/-1 to your Deceptor.
relatively new to getting back into Magic.
Response.
Pause while Andy is.
No, that's a dice set. That's fine. It does.
Okay. And then I'm just going to mill myself here. That'd be a lot of fun. I will go to combat. Sure, get in there. 3/3 guy. I'll attack with these 3. Trigger. I'll exile 2 cards.
Yeah, so the brief story, chat, is I got back into Magic relatively recently, but when I played a long time ago with my just me and my cousin playing Kitchen Table, Kamigawa was the first set we got a lot of cards from. So a lot of cards that we had back in the day that were nostalgic for me.
I'll chump the Kami. And I'll crew the mech.
Oh, and sorry for the mispronunciation.
And
can I stop you before... I can still stop you before blocks, right?
yeah, but you did, and you had a long time.
I mean, after you crew.
Yes.
So if you want to crew.
Yes.
And then I will pay a red and sacrifice my 1/1. Where'd my 1/1? Sacrifice my 1/1 to Volt Charge, deal 4 damage to that, and then get my guy back.
All right, so just blocks on the Kami. So I take
4, 5, 6, 7.
6, 7.
All right.
Go to 8.
This will get an indestructible
Circuit Mender
counter.
dies. I'll draw a card.
Second main, I'll play a... I'm sorry about this board state.
I don't think you are.
Okay, I think it's
I'm a little bit sorry. Play this, get a... Can I have one of those big dice? And I'll deal 1 damage to you. And trigger Kami. I will put a counter on my 3/3.
So I think it's just off the screen, chat, but that is a Kumano faces Kakazen there.
Yeah, sorry. And then I will cast a Virus Beetle.
Sure, that doesn't matter.
trigger. I'll put another counter on
Discard Thirst for Knowledge.
this indestructible one. That seems good. And pass the turn.
Yeah, you got it.
Whew.
That's annoying.
This is a mess. Too
All
many
right,
cards.
I'm gonna play better this next game. That's my motto.
I had 2 more pretty good cards in hand.
I mean, you drew a gazillion cards off of your exile guide. It's not surprising.
I was reading this like during the draft, and I'm like, how often am I really going to be able to like have a modified creature and then be able to attack with it? But it's like a lot of these commander cards once they get going.
Allison. What's up, Allison? Anthony popping off.
Popping off.
Andy punting also. All right, I'm going to focus. I'm going to play good Magic this time instead of bad Magic.
Yeah, the power differential was interesting because, you know, obviously there are some themes that are supported here, but weren't in the original Kamigawa block and vice versa. So those were kind of out, and then a lot of cards that just, you know, are too expensive. I tend to like lower curving
Don't look at my
environments.
sideboard.
We're going to go focus on Andy's sideboard now.
I'm just telling Anthony not to look at my sideboard.
Oh.
Specifically.
And we have a request to Andy to play Smash tomorrow from Casanova Frankenstein.
Yeah, I can do that before Cube tomorrow, Frankenstein.
You streaming some Smash?
No, I'm not streaming.
Oh, that's
Casanova Frankenstein's going to come over to my house.
okay.
We're just going to change over to Smash right now.
Okay.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind.
Is the right what you're taking out, Andy, or the left the left is what you're taking out?
Taking the left out and putting the right in. Gonna try to go bigger in the long game. I don't expect to get under Anthony given his curve.
Anthony,
Man.
can we come over to you?
Huge punt there.
Yeah.
All right. So left out, right in.
Here's some things I'm thinking about. I feel like I just need more interaction, so I'm trying to figure out like this scrap welder. I'm just giving away information to Andy here, but that's fine. Like mostly I just put this in the deck because it's a 3-mana 3/3. That's maybe a cut, and this is a card that I don't think is quite supported, but it's also just got pretty good stats, and I feel like my mana's actually been pretty reliable with this mana base.
Yeah, that's a card I mentioned to see if anyone can make work. So
It can do more than nothing, but not a ton.
Yeah, in answer to the question in the chat, I didn't really consider lowering the power level to accommodate more old Kamigawa cards, mostly because and even right now, I think one thing that I want to work to avoid in general are board stalls, and from what I heard, I didn't play the limited environment original Kamigawa, but I did hear it was notorious from a few sources that it was a little notorious for board stalls. And also a lot of the cards were expensive.
Right, I don't have the courage to make that swap.
Oh, okay. So hang on, going back to Anthony here.
So
a
I'm
second.
just making this one change.
All right.
All right, I'm going to keep my hand, Aaron, so we can pop over here while Anthony shuffles up.
Okay. All right.
This is my hand. I think you can see what the plan is.
Oh, there's a plan?
I just, I don't have to editorialize this hand, I don't think.
Yeah, thanks. Working on the match resetting now. Yeah, they're expensive mana value-wise.
All right, no more punts, Andy. No more sloppy play.
Sloppy steaks.
Actually, think about your decisions for 2 seconds.
You don't have to.
No, I probably should. People don't want to watch Magic where people are just playing awful.
Ooh, okay. That was a little spooky, but then... I mean, this hand is not without its risks, but we're going to keep it.
Sounds like your last hand was riskier, and you...
My last hand was very risky.
I'll play a tapped Talent Fountain and pass.
I will draw a card. I will play let's actually do a Needle Verge Pathway. And Kumano, deal 1 to you, and say go.
I'm at 19, Aaron. I'll draw.
There we go. And sorry about that. Sorry about that, chat. I
Spirit
accidentally
Companion.
gave Andy
Yeah.
game 1.
Draw. Pass.
It went to Anthony,
Draw.
just to be clear.
Swamp. Next creature spell this turn. No value off that. That's unfortunate, but you know. I will cast the Oni Cult Anvil and say go.
Draw.
It's Anvil time.
It is Anvil time.
And for 1,
Yeah,
just take one. 19. I'll play Prodigy's Prototype.
What is that?
That's the Brimaz vehicle.
Makes tokens on attacking.
Yuck. That's a way to lose a game.
Go ahead.
All right, I will untap, draw a card, trigger, flip this into a 2/2 with haste.
Oh, it does have haste.
Neat.
I don't like when they
Put stuff on the back.
Well, my heuristic was they don't have haste. So I don't have to worry about that until I'll have blockers.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. That's not a thing I would have blocked anyway.
I have not yet seen it cast in a game. Glimpse of
Play
Nature.
a mountain.
We've had a few cool moments. We had some Brothers Yamazaki get online. We had a Mech Titan get online in the last draft.
I'll attack you for 2
17.
and pass the turn.
And then we had
All your mana up. I really don't like that, Anthony. Must you?
Yes.
we had the aforementioned Hidetsugu's second right victory.
Can you just not, though, Anthony? He's all like, I don't have that much interaction. I'm Anthony.
Famous for his lack of interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Or is he?
I'll play a blue pathway. Go to combat.
You're in combat.
Attack for 1.
No blocks.
Before damage, I will ninjutsu Covert Technician.
What is that?
Can we get a summary for the?
All right, so you get to put down a artifact from your hand of mana value 2 or less, equal to its
Great.
power. Is that right? Am I reading
I
that
believe
right?
that's correct. And I will put down Mobilizer Mech.
Yuck. You really, it feels like you're playing a commander deck over there.
And then second main, let's
Play your
play
boy.
with Spirited Companion, draw a card,
Your deck's kind of gross with all
pass
those
the turn.
things. All right, I'll untap. I'll draw a card.
Was there any damage from the?
2 damage. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Anthony's
okay.
at 17 as
Oh
well.
yeah, thank you. That is
Sure.
critical.
Yeah.
So you still can't crew anything, correct? That's crew 3 and
Nope.
2.
Can't crew nothing.
Do I just want to be able to block this Spirit Companion? Maybe not keeping the Spirit. Well. All right, we're gonna pay 4. I'm gonna cast the Thundering Raiju.
Sure.
Go to combat. Let's just swing with both. Trigger, get a counter.
All right, big boy.
So you got 6 coming at you.
Go to 11.
Pass turn.
I'll play this race with you. This is fine by
Yeah,
me.
this does not feel good to me.
This is
but
A-okay
I want to
by
get things.
me.
I want to get things modified because that's relevant for things that I could draw.
I wish I could do a little more this turn.
I feel like this 2/2 is not doing anything on blocks.
I'll play up planes. Can't quite sequence this how I want to. But I think that's okay. Okay. Circuit Mender.
Yeah.
Gain 2 life. Go to 13. Circuit Mender and Companion will crew Mobilizer Mech.
Seems good.
Mobilizer Mech ability, cruise Prodigy's
Seems
Prototype.
insane.
Go to combat.
Yup.
And I guess actually, do you mind if I crew with the Covert Technician instead?
Sure.
Keep this unblocked, untapped. Go to combat. I'll attack with both of these.
Yeah.
Trigger. I also get a 1/1 pilot. Look what I made. And this comes into play.
It's a cute little pilot.
does not come into play tapped and attacking. So
Alright.
coming in for 6.
Take 6. Go to 11.
Put you at 11, and I'll pass the turn.
I have not personally looked at any of the leaks. This card's upside down in my hand. That's illegal. So now you've got a 2/3. Well, let's go to combat. Let's attack, trigger, boop. You got a block.
Yep, I'll block.
Cool.
Dies, I'll draw a card.
Yep. I'll play Swamp. Guess what time it is?
Chat, you want to guess?
It's Anvil time.
Double Anvil time?
Double Anvil.
Now you just need an artifact, huh? You're going to sacrifice your own Anvil? I guess that's fair.
I guess they each trigger individually, so I can't actually get 2 a turn.
It's way better to have another artifact than to sacrifice the Anvil,
Yeah.
but if you have nothing else to do...
Chat asks, Mender is exiled, right?
Yes, because of Kamano's ability. Does that not make it trigger?
Deal
It
damage
does.
this turn by a source. Oh, yes. Sorry, it is any source.
Donald
Yep,
K.
thank
Magic
you.
says you still draw, but it is exiled.
Because it's a trigger
Mm-hmm.
when it... Or is it a replacement
Would
effect?
die exiled instead. So I
No,
think
that's a
you
replacement
don't
effect.
draw.
It leaves the battlefield. This leaves the battlefield draw
Yeah.
card.
Also true.
Yeah. Okay.
Great. We did it. All right, yeah, I am going to crack one Anvil with the
Once
other.
again, Donald K. Magic keeping us honest.
12-12.
Get myself a little dude and say go. It's not looking good.
Draw.
Huh.
Play a Fabled Passage. Pilot will crew the mobilizer mech.
Okay.
Mech crews Prodigy's prototype.
Seems good.
Go to combat. Attack with everybody. Get another pilot.
Yeah. I will block the companion.
Let me think about that for a second. Let's...
Old bitmap, we did reveal before that Anthony managed to collect all 3 in his deck.
So far, they've been medium.
I'm gonna ninjutsu Thousand-Faced Shadow.
Oh, this one was scary, wasn't it?
It makes a copy of another attacking creature I control. Tapped and attacking. So right now you're taking
I was taking 8,
1,
right?
3, 4.
6,
So you're taking 7.
7. Yep.
So I can make it a total of 9. If I make one of the 3/3s, they're both vehicles. What happens if I copy a vehicle while it's a creature?
Ooh. I
Chat,
think it enters. I think it enters, and it is not crewed, and it is not attacking. It's just a vehicle.
That would be my guess, but again, second time playing with the cube. Haven't played with these cards very much.
Shit, I
I
don't
don't think being crewed is a copyable attribute.
Not crude, I think.
Who said that?
Null bitmap.
Null bitmap.
Who said that? What is their CV?
Yes,
What's your judge rank? Null bitmap.
please attach a detailed CV to your response here. This comes up in Pioneer, Red Black Midrange with Fable and Manlands. Okay, so it sounds like they know what they're talking about.
I was on the fence about making another Spirited Companion anyway, so I think I'm going to do that.
That
Thanks
seems
for
like
the
a good idea.
assistance, Chet.
Magic is complicated.
So I'll make a Spirited Companion, tapped and attacking,
Yeah.
draw a card.
So I'll
And
take
then,
6,
hold
7.
on, hold on. I'm also going to then sacrifice this.
Mm-hmm.
Get an island.
Okay. Haven't you done enough?
And then I'll ninjutsu in Ninja Deep Hours for 1,000 Face Shadow.
That's just unnecessary.
So
Take
now we'll go to
9.
damage. You take 2, 3, you take 9.
Go to 3.
Go to 3. And I draw a card.
Your spirit companion is exiled.
Poof.
Poof.
And pass the turn.
Untap.
Can you deal 12 damage this turn through
Draw
a
a
blocker?
card. Nice. I'll play the Scoured Barons. Gain a life. You have a 1/1 pilot.
1/1 pilot, untapped.
I'll go to combat. Attack with the team. Trigger.
So you're attacking for 1, 2, 3, plus 6. I mean, I'll play it safe. I'll block the Raiju.
All right. Good game.
All right. Game 3.
Yeah, I got a little bit punished for maybe playing the land on turn 1 and then not having access to white. Turned out to be a little bit annoying, but it was the only red source I had in my opening hand.
It was pretty fun to draw the ninja off the spirit copy that I made, and I enjoyed that.
Nice.
I'm
glad,
not going to be.
I'm glad
sideboarding
that
again.
was good for you.
That was fun. I like to ninjutsu a thing multiple times in a turn. That's fun for the whole family. Game 3.
You know what? You have a lot of
Creatures. Artifacts.
creatures of a particular size.
Artifact creatures.
Creatures with a
let's
very
think about
particular set of skills.
Oh, I was thinking more of a Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Creatures of particular size, but not unusual. Does that do anything for anybody? I don't know. Maybe I just need to be a little bit more proactive.
Yeah, I'm not sideboarding
I'm
anything.
just going to cut this. This seems hard to make work for me. And bring in this guy, mostly because
Sorry, Anthony, you mind showing that again? There
it's
we go.
got a really relevant stat line, but I am making my mana riskier. But we'll see. Last game.
All right.
On the play, Anthony?
I'll be on the play.
You got it.
AI Brady says YOLO.
Truer words have never been said. Sadie, it's time for you to get on stream.
You want to be a stream star, Sadie?
The dog is asleep.
Stream star.
No, you missed many dogs in the game of Magic the Gathering. The real dog is asleep.
And Allison got your reference, Anthony. By
Thank
the way.
you. That's it's so important to be understood. Okay. I am on the play, and I'm going to keep this hand. And I feel fine. I feel fine.
All right, let's see. And then we'll go over to Andy.
I'm going to keep my hand as well. I don't feel great about it. But I think in this matchup, being down a card and mulling to 6 is probably worse than what I've got here. Like, it feels irresponsible to mull this hand. But this is much worse in this situation. And there's nothing below this. So things could definitely break bad. Take it away, Anthony.
Okay, so I do have to think a little bit about my sequencing here with these tap lands, which I knew was going to be a risk, and it feels like particularly bad in this matchup where I just think I need to be proactive, especially with this hand. But I'm going to lead things off with Windscarred Crag, and just like that, I'm winning.
Island, go.
Untap. Draw.
Says, you guys remind me of those two guys from the David Blaine parody skits.
Stop putting orange soda in my
Peeing
mouth!
orange soda! Ogre-headed helm.
Oh, this
And
is
I'll
how it breaks
say go.
bad chat.
And they said, OMG, you get the reference.
And that's how we know we are probably the same age.
All right, I'll draw. Planes go.
Untap. Draw a card.
I don't think Anthony's going to be cracking that ogre head helm
Oh, I'm for sure doing that.
at the moment.
Remember what I did last game when I cast the X spell for 6? That was great. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go to combat. Attack you for 2.
I get bonked to 18.
Love to see that. I will play a dockside chef.
Sure.
And Kumano faces Kakazan.
17.
And then I'm going to play a Scoured Baron. Gain another life. Go to 22. And say go.
Circuit Mender, up to 19. Pass the turn.
A 2/3. I can't beat that. Draw. Trigger. Next creature spell gets a 1/1 counter. Bad news about that. Okay, let's play a red. Read my card very carefully.
I don't like this.
I'm going to play the Experimental Synthesizer. Trigger. Ogre Head Anvil.
Oni called Anvil, in fact.
That's the one. Play a Needle Verge Pathway on the red side. And cast that. So many cool artifacts. You love to see it. Could sacrifice the synthesizer, but I had to play the red land to be able to cast the anvil, so I can't even hit a land there.
David Blaine sent me, and Kefnet the Useless says David Blaine also sent me.
Wow, thanks for the raid, David Blaine.
Both first-time chatters, welcome.
I will pass the turn.
David, are you in a big block of ice in Times Square? Do you need help? Draw. Play an island.
It's so rude that you played a 2/3.
I wish I could do a lot better. Trust me.
Oh, I trust you.
I'll just play Blade Blizzard Kitsune.
It's a 2/2 with
Double strike.
double strike.
I'll pass the turn.
Don't like that. I will untap. Draw a card. This will flip into a... This is only cast, right? Cast your next creature spell, so I couldn't have used the anvil to make a token and got a counter on it. Alright, so we got a 2/2. You have a 2/2 with double strike.
Update. David is stuck in a bubble.
Like a soap bubble?
We need more details.
Keep us posted, chat.
Like one of the little bubbles on some bubble wrap?
I don't know what to do. Let's activate Oni Cult Anvil. Sacrifice the Experimental Synthesizer.
Seems like a good thing to do.
So I'm going to drain you for 1 because that is part of the activated ability. Exile
1823.
a swamp. Reading all these cards. Exile top card. I might play that card so I can play this land. It is a swamp. Everyone loves a swamp, and I will make my little guy. Okay, that's a thing you can say. And then I'm going to cast my... Do I want to do that or just double?
Casanova Frankenstein says, no, that's just Andy.
Yeah, let's cast the Kami of Celebration.
I really dislike that card.
And say go.
I guess you have no modified creatures right now.
I have no modified creatures, but I can reconfigure
the ogre head guy, and that doesn't give any power toughness bump. It just
equip creature gets +2/+2.
Oh, it does give a power toughness bump. Okay.
I assume that question is directed at Anthony. What kind of watch are you wearing?
Probably.
No, I think it's probably
Andy
at
with
me.
the very cool watch.
Yeah. There we go.
Because Anthony's is an Apple Watch. Not to say it's not cool, but I think people know what it is when they see it.
My watch has kitchen timers. I can turn my lights on and off with it.
Mine can tell the time. It's a Stova Marine Original is what I'm wearing. I've had it for a minute, like 8 years now.
You should know exactly how many minutes because it's a watch.
Wow, dude. Really good point. So you reconfigure, you get to exile one thing.
I'm almost stuck on reminding someone of the two guys in the David Blaine sketch.
That is a weird one, I'm not going to lie.
It's a weird one.
Gosh, I gotta think too far ahead now. So if I do that, I mean, are you gonna attack? Let's just play this. What do you likely to reconfigure onto? Probably the flipped saga, I would imagine. Or maybe you just make a 5/5 and gamble that I don't have any way to deal with it.
Lots of great options.
No, you wouldn't do that because I can just double block and then the 5/5 dies. So what if I do that? Then what do you do? You probably just... Yeah, that's what you do, and that's bad for me, so I can't do that.
Okay.
Pass turn.
Whew, back to my favorite turn. But you've got so much mana up. Draw. Interesting, interesting.
Also followed, thank you. And Kefnet the Useless. Also new followers.
Welcome, friends.
So, spend 3 mana. I'm just like thinking through all the stuff that you thought of. You want to just explain that to me and then
No.
we can just do a little less work? We're just wasting time here.
I refuse to explain it to you.
So the biggest thing I could make is a 5/5, but you can definitely deal with that assuming I don't have interaction in my hand. I could play this first, but then I'm not actually getting value off the exiling of stuff because I can't cast stuff. I could play this and just jam and then just trade with something just for fun. So I think the answer is going to be play these 2 cards. I wish I had one more land. I could do this. All right, so whenever one or more artifacts I control leave the battlefield, I make a dude.
And that counts tokens too, right?
It counts tokens.
What a wild card.
I'm going to cast an Oni Cult Anvil.
This feels bad. Because right now you just scale up every turn,
think so.
right? Isn't that how math works?
Seems good.
Like you tap one to sacrifice it, that gives you 2. Then you tap a second one to sacrifice one of those 2, and that gives you 2 more.
Each of these will only trigger once per my turn.
Okay, so you can only get 1 more. Okay, that's fine. That's
So I'll get 2 more.
That's a thing.
I'm going to pay 2. I'm going to sacrifice my construct to my dockside chef to draw a card.
That's going to trigger both Oni Cult
Trigger
Anvils.
both Oni Cult Anvils.
So I lose 2, you gain 2.
No, because that's part of the.
That's part of
ability.
the tapping ability.
That's a kind of confusing thing when you have a thing that's got both
That little card's got a lot of text on it.
an activated ability and a triggered ability that usually go together. Remembering which part is from which. You know, we also just play a lot of different cubes and stuff. We have to learn about a lot of new cards. All right, then I can play a mountain, which is great.
That's what you wanted.
That's exactly what I wanted. So then the question is, do I just hold up drawing more cards, or do I play this card? I also still haven't gone to combat. Got no good attacks. I'm going to pass the turn.
I'll flash in a Research Thief on your end step.
I will read it. You can't stop me. It's a 5 mana, 3/3, flash flying whenever an artifact creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. That seems pretty good, I'm going to be honest.
I'll untap. I'll draw.
This thing looks like it flies. It's got wings, but they're just arms.
I'll attack with Research Thief.
Yep, I'll take 3.
All right, down to 20. I will draw. How many cards do you have in hand?
2. Don't read my ogre head.
Put Intercessor's Arrest on your Ogre Head helm.
Enchant permanent can't attack or block, and its activated abilities cannot be activated.
Like, yes, you're just going to sacrifice it to your Onical Anvils, which is fine,
Yeah,
but I need to not have that in play. I'll pass the turn.
I'm actually going to sacrifice it to my dockside chef.
Also an option.
To draw a card.
Does this part trigger on my turn then? The damage part?
No.
The damage is only when this is tapped.
Okay, and I also don't get constructs on my turn.
Correct.
Okay, great.
So I could drain you for 2 right now, but I'm going to keep my guys.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so drawing that card, untapping, drawing for turn. Oh, man, I'm really mad you did that. Is there any way I can make that happen?
Can confirm this is an impressive camera setup.
Thank you. I tried really hard to set it up so it'd be easy for us to just click the button and record some games without it being too intrusive. The only intrusive bits is a microphone boom in our way, and it's kind of super bright. Those are the only 2 downsides, really.
Is that actually worth it? I kind of think it might be. All right, I'm going to cast March of Reckless Joy, and I'm also going to exile a red card.
Okay.
Thundering Raiju. So X is going to equal 5.
Only 5?
So I'm going to pay 3. I'm also going to...
Oh, you get 2 more per each exile red card, not the mana value. Right.
Correct.
Right. Sure. You get a 5 March.
1, 2.
Digging for something specific, perhaps?
3, 4. Ooh.
Hey, your draws for the next few turns were going to be awful, and now they're not anymore.
Yeah. Well,
This is just until the end of this turn or end of your next turn?
end of my next turn.
Okay.
I'm going to play a Windscarred Crag, gain a life.
21.
And then Goro Goro.
That's a thing.
Okay, so I still don't have any great attacks. Now I can activate one of these, and I will get 2 more. I can't do both effectively, so I'm just going to do one of these. Drain you for 1.
1722.
I will be at 3 constructs. And pass the turn.
Untap. Draw. Combat. Attack for 3 in the air.
Taken 3.
Put you to 19. Draw a card. Play a Fabled Passage. Sacrifice Fabled Passage.
See you, Matt Fisher.
Get an island.
Casanova Frankenstein. Have a good night.
Good night, Frankenstein.
Uh-oh.
Imperial Oath.
Make 3
3
2/2s.
samurais. 3 2/2 vigilant samurais. And
Seems
scry
spooky.
3. Do you have that token over there?
Oops. I'm gonna keep one.
There should be some more
You're
in that
going to
stack.
keep one?
Yeah, because I have this card that makes samurais that you know about.
I'll scry 3. Bottom them all.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Untap. Draw a card for turn. So part of my plan, part of my turn sort of scripted here. We're going to play this swamp, exile, or leave these 2 mountains in exile forever. Is there any chance I do any combat this turn? I don't think so.
I'm starting to think no, yeah.
So 3 mana. Let's cast Naomi. Trigger Kami of Celebration on cast.
Yeah, so you
I'm
can't
gonna
put it on
put
Naomi.
a +1/+1 counter on the Kami. Enters the battlefield. Trigger. I now control a modified creature, so I'll make a samurai. I will activate the Oni Cult Anvil, sacrificing this, make 2 more, so drain you for 1. And
2016.
pass the turn.
Untap. Draw.
This is quite a situation you've created.
Goro's about to be a problem.
Yup.
All right, 3 in the air.
Take a 3.
17, I will draw a card.
Naomi is artifact and enchantment not modified, right? I believe that's correct.
Yeah, it's artifact and enchantment, not modified creature.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Shoot. Well, I do have.
You do. You have an artifact and
Great.
enchantment.
You do,
I checked.
Yeah.
I'll thirst for knowledge.
Sorry, I keep thinking that's modified because
Any
other
response
stuff.
to thirst for
No.
knowledge?
I don't think they were. I think they were just asking. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll discard an artifact in the Covert Technician.
Okay.
Land for turn. I could play a Fabled Passage, but I don't really want to shuffle my library because I don't want those cards on the bottom. They are bad. I'll play an island.
Mm-hmm.
Circuit Mender.
Yeah.
Good 18. Pass the turn.
I will, end of your turn, sacrifice one of my 1/1s to the chef to draw a card. And I will untap. I made a huge mistake. I forgot that Goro, the modified creature, has to be attacking.
Yes.
Should have put that counter somewhere else. I will draw a card.
You'll get 1 dragon out of it.
So let's imagine that's a 6/6. Man.
A bit of a dragon samurai face-off here.
Yeah.
This is going to be a deep game, I think. Definitely the last game of the night because it's almost 10 o'clock already, and we are going to go deep here.
Yeah, I felt like the first two games went pretty quickly, and then this one...
Part of it is I punted my life away in game one.
I mean, I just made a pretty big punt as well.
We all be punting. Magic be hard. Punts be making.
What are other ways that I can get a creature modified? Because I could just start drawing a bunch of cards right now. I don't think Gorogoro's going to get there this turn. All right, let's start with sacrifice one of my dudes to the dockside chef.
Okay.
And
so this is your get 2 more constructs
I'll
trigger,
get 2
and
more
that's your one
constructs.
for the turn.
It's my 1 for the turn.
Okay.
I will draw a card. I mean, that's a card. It doesn't super help me. I think the plan is I'm just going to draw more cards. How many cards do you have in your hand?
6.
6. I'll sacrifice a construct to draw a card. Tap a swamp. Play an Iron Apprentice.
Hey, here's a modified creature for you.
There's a modified creature for me. Play a Sacred Foundry tapped. Pass the turn.
Untap. Draw. I'll play the reality chip.
Sure.
I'm going to reconfigure onto a circuit bender.
So the reality chip is sorry. Or you
I can look at
that.
it all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
time.
Reality chip is a creature. Reconfigure you can only do as a sorcery, correct? So if that gets destroyed, it's done. And it is a 0/4. I'm going to respond to reconfigure. I will volt charge it, sacrificing one of these, and I will go up 2 of them.
You're volt charging the reality chip, right?
The reality chip, yeah.
Reality chip down.
So it is Andy's turn, correct? So you wouldn't get the
you're right.
constructs.
You
I
don't
don't
get
get
additional
these.
constructs,
Yep. Just at 2. Thank you.
Okay. I did get to look at the card for a brief moment.
Yes.
I will play a Fable Passage.
Yes.
I'm going to sacrifice it because I don't want that card on top. I'll get a Plains. Combat. Attack with Research Thief. 3 in the air.
I'm going to deal 4 to it.
You got it. Then I will play a Spirited Companion.
Okay.
Trigger. Draw. And I will pass the turn.
All right. Untap. This card is really more complicated the more I think about it. And also, you can never, even though it can give everything haste, you can never attack with the dragon because you have to already have an attacking creature.
Yeah.
Draw for turn. All right, does Naomi want to attack? And I trade it for stuff. I just want to make dragons. All right, go to combat. Let's attack with the Iron Apprentice and just the Iron Apprentice. Trigger Cameo of Celebration. I will exile a mountain.
Yeah, I mean, you could sacrifice to a Oni Cult Anvil anyway, so I will just block with a Circuit Bender.
I will... I think I'm just going to sacrifice it to draw a card. Yeah. Sacrifice it to draw a card.
That seems dumb to me.
Why?
Now you have no attacking creature. Can't make a dragon this turn.
Can I do that first?
No, you just drew the card. You just looked at it.
Oh, I fucked up so bad. This card sucks. You really going to hold me to that?
You looked at the card.
I did look at the card.
I didn't want to say anything, but
You even said you can just sack it to your Oni Cult Anvil. Rude. All right.
some.
I just meant there's no way I could keep you from getting any other creature modified.
Uh-huh.
I think we just saw some real gamesmanship from Andy there, folks.
Oof.
I did not try and bait
Nah.
you into that.
That sucks. I'm even like talking about how this card is really confusing to me. Great. Love that for me. Let's do one of these. Drain you for 1.
Bonk, bonk. 17,
Go
18.
to 3. Play more stuff.
That also drains me.
Drains
yeah.
you for 1.
Nice. 16, 19.
Play a Virus Beetle.
I will discard a Hallowed Fountain
I've
to
got
send
this
a message.
Mountain in exile, but I'm going to play a Swamp from hand and say go.
You have 1 card in hand now?
1 card.
Tap. Draw.
Oof.
Magic is hard, Allison.
Play an island.
For those tuning in, I had a pretty big mistake in my second match.
So how many creatures do you have that you're reasonably good want to attack with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish decent attackers. And then a bunch of chumpy chumps.
I think we had a question. Did Anthony make more constructs that turn? I think because of the...
He did.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, he made this extra construct. He was at 2, sacrificed 1, and went to 3.
Yeah.
I'll play Promise. I'll play Promise of Bun Bun. I'll play
Sure.
Promise of Bun Rai. I'll play a Network Disruptor.
Sure.
Does that resolve?
Yes.
I'll tap your stable. Your saga, rather.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna pass.
You got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 creatures in total.
Correct.
I'm gonna drain you for 1.
Bonk, bonk. 15 to
Untap.
20.
Draw. I missed my untap trigger. I'm sorry. Trigger. Drain you for 1.
21 to 14. Sorry for all these draining life triggers, Aaron. I know it's kind of annoying.
That's okay.
I'll go to combat. I'll attack you for 3. Trigger. I will exile a mountain.
I will double block with Circuit Menders.
I will make 2 5/5s.
You do it.
Excellent. Spirit Dragon. Then this will trade with one of the Circuit Menders.
Trigger. I will draw.
I will play this mountain. Get these dragons out here. Great. Activate one of these now to drain you for 1.
1322.
Net up a construct and say go.
How did you get 2 cards in your hand? You had 1 card in your hand, drew for turn, played a mountain. What other card did you draw?
The mountain was played from exile from the attack.
Oh, okay.
With this.
Okay, cool.
James asks, is the Circuit Mender exiled?
Yes, it is actually
Circuit
because
Mender is exiled,
of this guy.
But it is a leaves the battlefield
Mhm.
tracker.
Great.
All right, I'll untap. Oh, also, I don't get a Promise of Bunrai trigger, so that card's never going to do anything. I'll draw a card.
Oh, great. That makes a big difference.
Well, I think I have to
Anthony, are you close to decking?
No, I got 9 cards.
I think I have to do my thing and hope, just hope that Anthony doesn't have an answer for it.
Okay.
I'll play Cloudsteel Kirin,
Yup.
and I will reconfigure onto Circuit Mender.
So now I can't win.
And I can't lose.
Great.
I'll pass the turn.
I'm going to look at my deck.
I know you're through the Volt Charge. I'm not going to attack or block with it, so if you have any more of those Divine Arrow style cards, they're done for.
All right, end of your turn. I will drain you for 1.
All right, 12-23.
Untap.
Just want to point out that Shorikai and my Pilot Woman are still in my deck. Draw neither of them.
Draw a card. And then this triggers. And this is still just a
Just 2-3.
2/3.
2-3 flyer now.
I'll go to combat.
Yeah.
Attack with 2 dragons and a 4/4. Trigger. Exile another Anvil.
So, in this position, I'm kind of all in on this Cloudsteel Kirin plan, which means I don't think my other blockers matter at all. Nor does my life total. So, like, do I chump with a Network Disruptor? What else is a Network Disruptor going to do for me? Oh, I can think of something it can do for me. Never mind. I'm not going to chump with a Network Disruptor. Do I want to kill the Kami of Celebration? You attacking with it implies to me that you think you do have another answer in your deck. Otherwise, you wouldn't attack with it because that just hastens the speed at which you lose to milling. So do I want to prevent you from being able to do that more in the future? But if you have an answer, you're going to draw it eventually. But that gives me more chances to draw Shorikai and potentially gain a butt ton of life. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to chump 1 dragon with Network Disruptor.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to... It's a 4/4.
It is currently a 4/4.
And you exiled, and what do you call Anvil?
Yes.
I'll just block that with the double blocking, double strike 2/2. Blocks like that.
Okay, I will. So many lands.
2 dragons?
Make 2 more dragons.
2 dragons, sir. That's a lot of dragons.
Okay, 1 more big dice. Thanks. 2 untapped and 2 tapped dragons. And then go to damage.
First strike damage.
Trades.
2 there. Trade here. This is exiled.
It's not exiled. That guy's gone now.
Oh, good. In that case, I get 4 tokens.
We have a chat. I think Andy might be close to flipping the table over in anger. Then let a cat crawl across the table, and whatever cards it destroys or maybe touches are destroyed. Easy solution to a stuck
What
board
makes people
state.
think I'm close to flipping the table in anger? Do I seem angry to anybody?
I'm angry.
Oh, Anthony. Maybe Anthony's close.
I think
to
the dragons are close to flipping the table.
Dragons.
They're my 4/1/1
dragons.
spirits.
All
I'm
right,
not
then
gonna
you
draw
take
them.
5.
Take 5. Go to 7.
I'll play a mountain. I will cast Oni Cult Anvil.
I've heard of that one.
Really? I will activate Oni Cult Anvil.
All right, so 6, 24, and you get 3 more constructs.
Yep. 5 constructs. And say go.
Untap. Draw. Had to happen eventually. Shorikai Genesis Engine.
Wow. What does that do?
Well, it does, unfortunately, draw 2 cards and discard a card every time I activate it, which means and get risked. Well, I guess I can't die to drawing from an empty library either.
That's true.
As long as I have Circuit Mender in play.
Draw 2 cards and discard a card. Create a 1/1. That card's insane. Yeah. Cool.
I'm going to go ahead and... I actually can crew it, too, if I want to block with an 8/8. But I'm not going to want to do that. Doesn't even have flying. I'm going to go ahead and activate that. I'm going to get my pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Draw 2. Discard 1. Which of these doesn't matter? I'm not going to be casting Spirited Companion, I don't think. All right, how many cards are you at in library?
Plenty.
You're at 6 in library.
That's enough.
Again, this doesn't really matter because if the keyring goes away, I lose no matter what. I do have more cards in library, though. Really wanted to draw into my pilot lifelink lady to maybe not lose in the case of... but I didn't. So, I'm going to do a Patchwork Automaton.
Okay.
And I actually accidentally tapped 3 lands to do that, because that's my 5 for casting and activating Shorikai, 2 for the Patchwork Automaton, and 2 for the Immobilizer mech, which will put a +1/+1 counter on Patchwork Automaton. Pass the turn.
I'll drain you for 2. We gotta at least commit to the
4
bid,
to 26.
Right? We got a total of 4 Spirit Dragons. Gonna use the one that has the right type. Untap. Draw for turn. Wow. You're at 4.
I'm at 4.
You can't lose.
Ready to go to -16. Sign me up, Captain.
Great.
It's going to make for a great screenshot on a great thumbnail on YouTube.
Viewers, if you're still with us, we appreciate your dedication to.
I imagine not many
Seems
are,
to.
but, you know, what are you going to do?
I haven't had too many go, actually.
Well, impressive.
Yeah.
Okay.
People want to see if Anthony can find a removal spell.
I mean, I feel like this. If you watch this far, you can't just go to bed. I mean, you got to see how this ends.
So I can put you to 1 for sure.
You can put me at a 1. I mean, a negative gazillion.
Yeah, I mean, if I want to attack, is there... What I should probably do is just draw a bunch of cards.
James says, "Release us."
Are you still in the tub, James? You should get out. You're gonna get hypothermia.
Yep, CSA, we got Matt DeFisher. I have to see how it pans out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we all do. We're all
Sure wish I could
waiting
make
with
more.
bated breath.
Really wish I could make more dragons. That would make me feel a lot better.
You definitely.
I can't.
No, you actually can't.
I actually can't.
Wow.
Yeah, so the question is just can I figure out a way to remove that? I kind of want to just draw a bunch of cards right now. Is there any chance I actually just throw the match by doing that?
It's possible.
It's totally possible, yeah. You got a bunch of flyers.
You can at least draw your stuff at instant speed. Unless you think you can win this turn, which, if you find the answer, you can, certainly.
Let's attack you for 20.
Great. Go to -16.
Excellent.
Make sure you mark that on that.
Yeah. Let's drain you for 1.
All right, negative
No, it doesn't
17
matter.
to
There's no reason to
27.
do that.
All right, undo. It's fine.
Let's undo.
No new information has been revealed.
Because I don't need to drain you. I could just draw cards. Let's just do this.
I don't know why you drain me at this point.
Yes.
It's cute to think
So
that you would.
draw, go down to 2, and then gain 3. So end up at 5 things to draw a card. Sad.
While this is happening, if somebody that's rules savvy or judgy in the chat would like to clarify, if I reconfigure Cloud Seal Kieran onto another creature, there is no moment in between at which state-based actions are checked and I lose the game, correct?
That is correct.
Assuming, of course, the reconfigure resolves.
We had a question
Pass
from the
the
chat.
turn.
How many cards are in Andy's library?
Like 10-ish.
I'm at 4
I
cards.
don't think it really matters, but there's like 10-ish. I'll draw... How many blockers do you have?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, that's still quite a few blockers, huh?
Yeah.
Let's activate Shurikai.
Okay.
Draw 2. Discard 1. It'll be Hengegate Pathway. Make another pilot. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Play an island. What?
Nothing.
This is not fair. You two have information I don't have.
Kieran makes him wish that a comet would hit Earth.
That what would happen?
Sorry. A comet would hit Earth.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I really have decisions to make. Is this relevant at all? Does doing that matter even a little bit? Let me just check. That's got men. I don't think any of this matters.
Great.
That doesn't matter. This can do some funky stuff.
Do it.
Does the funky stuff matter? Pass the turn.
On tap.
No reason to be a drawing of cards. You're doing weird stuff.
You're doing
Like,
weird
do you just
stuff.
not know if you have an answer in your own deck? Is that what
I
this
don't
is?
have to answer that question. I'll
if
go
you
to
knew you had
combat.
an
I'll attack
answer-
you with 4 dragons.
All right, great. I go to negative
One
36.
of those dragons was a ninja.
Let's do negative 36.
Throat slicer.
And that's just non-black, not non-black, non-artifact.
I read that part carefully.
Yeah, you got it. Good game. I should
I'm
remember
hit
that
Earth.
one.
And there
Should
it
remember
is.
Me
that
too.
one.
I also should have remembered that. I also should have just like kept drawing rather than being like, oh, that's it.
Yeah, I don't know why you didn't just keep drawing. It's like either you have an answer or you don't. Tutorial on the bottom of my library. Yeah, nothing could have saved me there.
Whew.
I tried so hard to run out all of your answers, but you just presented too much pressure before I ran out that last answer. But it was, buried deep in your deck, so.
Yeah. Did I have
Well,
any
that's
other
what I
answer?
get for punting away game 1, chat.
I did have one other answer. Literally the bottom card of the deck.
What is that one?
-2/-2. It gets an additional -1/-1 for each modified creature I control. So I would have actually had to cast that, and
Yeah, you had no modified creatures. So.
I had no modified creatures, but I also had, where is it? Life of Toshiro Umezawa in my hand, so I could have done both those the same turn.
I wish. I really wanted to draw more artifacts so I could make the Patchwork Automaton bigger and put the Cloud Seal Kieran on that,
Yeah,
just so it would have
I mean that would have
additional
dodged.
toughness and also would have gotten around potentially you like tapping out, digging for cards, and not having
Throat slitter.
Throat Slitter OP.
All right. Chat, you are released. Thank you for thank you for sticking that out.
Everybody
with
is released from their purgatory.
I just thought you were going to block those dragons with. That's the other thing is you could have actually
flyers.
Doesn't Promise of Brunei make 4 flyers?
No, they're not
Makes
flying.
ground ghosts.
They're ground ghosts.
Never mind.
Yeah, no, I had no flyers.
Great.
All right.
Should have clarified the board state.
I only had 1 flyer. It was my creature that was preventing me from losing the game at negative 16
Yes.
life, which I'm not going to block with. All right, we're going to wrap it up quickly because it is late.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in. You can stop recording first, and then